So I wanted to start today on all fours because we use a lot of, I start on the back a lot. It's an easy way to become more mindful of the back, but it doesn't help us to practice not having something behind the back. And when we stand and move around, which is when we tend to start to lose our alignment, we don't have anything against our back. And that's why we start to lose alignment. So let's begin to practice not having anything against the back so that we could become a little more aware of what it feels like to breathe into the back and to use the back to help to support the body. We'll just be doing the diaphragmatic breathing as we always do. So inhale, but we're focusing now on inhaling into the lower back and the hips. Inhale into the lower back and hip, feel them fill. And especially when you're down here like this, you're going to feel it's a little harder to expand because you have your feet and your legs and your floor pressing up to you. So breathe into the hips and the lower stomach and feel the lower stomach push against the thighs. Now, if this is bothersome to the knees, I would suggest coming up a little bit off the floor, walking your knees together. You may think, well, geez, that's just crushing me more. That's giving me less and less space. Yes, but again, the problem has started because we didn't like that feeling, and so we tried to get around it by avoiding it. And what we're going to try to do is start feeling into it to find out where the areas of discomfort are and find out where we could find some areas of comfort. So inhale, feel the belly. As you exhale, feel the belly sink toward the spine. So inhale, little less comfortable. Exhale. Oh, when the belly sinks toward the spine, that's a little more comfortable. If I inhale into my tailbone and hips, and I spread my hips apart a little bit, well, that gives me a little more space too. And then relax and allow the stomach to drop. So inhale, feeling the hips spread. Inhale, feeling the lower back fill. As I exhale, the hips can just relax toward the floor. The stomach pulls back to the navel. And it's almost as if my body's kind of hanging around my legs. Now, when you inhale next, spread your shins apart. Press your feet and your shins into the floor and push them apart. When you exhale, pull your navel to your spine and push your shins together. Inhale, spread the shins apart, fill the back, fill and widen the hips. Exhale, bring everything toward the midline of the body and the front to the back. Inhale, fill. Exhale, midline and front to back. A couple more like that. Inhale. And we're just going to focus on the hips and the lower stomach. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Pull in the hips. Pull in the lower abdominals. Now, when you inhale, we're going to move into the ribs just below the chest. Exhale. Hips, abdominals, ribs. Inhale. Exhale. We'll change that direction. Inhaling hips, abdominals, ribs. Exhale, ribs, abdominals, hips. Inhale, hips, abdominals, ribs, and exhale. And now move it into the chest. So inhale, hips, abdominals, ribs, chest. And you may even find yourself wanting to tuck your chin a little bit so you can get more of a stretch through your back. And then exhale, chest, ribs, belly, hips, pelvic floor, all the way to the end. Pelvic floor, hips, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, hips, abdominal floor. Inhale, abdominal floor, hips, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, hips, abdominal floor. Do a couple more of those as fast or slowly as you can, but try to make mental contact with all of those spots. Or just think about expanding from the bottom to the top, exhaling, compressing from top to bottom. We'll do one more of those. Feel yourself filling into the back. And then exhale. And we're going to bring the hands around and come up onto all fours. So walk your knees so that the outside lines of your thighs are roughly hip width apart. Your hands will come right in front of your knees and directly under your shoulders. So I've got this nice little square. If I take a look at the floor, I've got a rectangle on the floor between my hands and my knees. As I exhale, I'm going to round through my back. And the way that I'm rounding through my back isn't curving my back. I'm doing that by pulling the front to the back. Inhale, relaxing the front away from the back. Exhale, pulling the front to the back. Inhale. Exhale. So similar to what we were doing before. We're filling up the back, expanding, even pushing the hands away from each other to widen through the shoulders and hips. And then exhaling, pulling everything toward the center and up to the ceiling. So inhale, enlarge, widen, fill. Exhale, contract, narrow, empty of the breath. Inhale, fill, widen, open. Exhale, contract, pull the front to the back. And get your neck in on this if this feels appropriate for you. Inhaling, widen, lengthening. Exhaling, crunching everything, sides to the middle, front to the back. Let's do two more of those. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. I'm going to have you extend your right leg behind and just extend your left arm in front. Now, you can just lift your left arm. So as we exhale, we're going to lift the left arm and pull the navel towards the spine. Inhale, flatten. Exhale, lift. Inhale, flatten. We'll do two more of those. Exhale, lift. Inhale, flatten. Last time, exhale, lift. Inhale, flatten. We'll do four on the opposite side. Extend that leg behind. Remember that when we're on two limbs, we really want to use the right shin and the left hand. Press down into them before you come up into any kind of a balance. Press down into the shin, press down into the hand, and then inhale that arm. Exhale the arm. Inhale, bring it back down. Exhale, tuck the navel toward the spine, tuck the chest toward the back. Inhale, relax. Fill the back, fill the hips. Exhale, tuck the front to the back. Inhale, fill, relax. Exhale, extend, lengthen, widen. And then last time, exhale, pulling the front to the back. I'm sorry, folks, I keep misspeaking. When we inhale, we fill and widen. When we exhale, we pull the navel to the spine, contract. And really, that's where we need the strength, obviously, and that's why we're contracting. So from here, we're going to come into a full balance on that opposite side. Start with the right hand and the left shin. Press everything into the floor and press them away from each other. That will help you to fill the back when you inhale. As we exhale, we'll extend the leg behind, extend the arm in front, and pull the navel to the spine. So drop your foot as much as you need to. Drop your hand when you need to. We'll just do a couple of breaths, very static here though. Inhale, extend and lengthen. Exhale, pull the navel to the spine to support the hip and the back. Inhale, you can push your shin away from your hand. Exhale, pull them together as you bring your stomach toward your spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, belly to the spine. Contract the arm, contract the leg. One more time, in and exhale. Nice job. We'll come back down to all fours. Start on the opposite side now. Extend that leg back. Press into the hand. Press into the shin. And when we're down here like this, we're pushing the hand away from the shin. That gives us a lot of stability. When we inhale, we're really grounding and widening here. As we exhale, we're going to pull that hand toward the shin. All of that is working to pull everything toward the midline of the body. So we'll hold this. Inhale, push the hand away from the shin. Exhale, pull it toward the shin as you pull your navel toward your spine. Inhale, fill, open and widen. Exhale, contract, shorten. Inhale, fill. Exhale, contract, shorten, belly to the spine. One more time, in. Exhale, contract, shorten, front to back. And we'll come back down onto the floor here. Let's sit back on the heels. And from here, I'm going to have you slide your hands back toward your feet. Walk your knees and ankles together. And we're going to gently roll away from, we're going to roll the hips away from the heels. This is going to stretch the lower back. So the head can rest on the floor. Hold on to the heels and just begin to roll up onto your shins, but resist with your hands and feel that nice opening in the lower back. Now, as you exhale, pull the navel to the spine. That's how you're going to stretch the back. It's going to be an up and down stretch because you're pushing forward and resisting with your hands. It's also going to be a front to back stretch. So inhale, relax. Exhale, pull on the arms, pull the navel to the spine. Can you even draw in the sides of your waist? Inhale, relax. Exhale, engage. And inhale, exhale, engage. Inhale, exhale, engage. And inhale, exhale, engage. From here, we'll relax back down onto the heels. Bring both arms forward and just allow your fingertips to reach forward as long as they can. Now, slide your shoulders down your back and then slide your shoulders up toward your ears. Slide down toward your back, up toward your ears, and down toward your back. When you slide down, that's when we're pulling the navel to the spine. And we have to do that or we're not going to be able to support those shoulders. So we've been practicing before we did the table postures. We were on that child pose. We were practicing breathing and how that felt when the abdominal pulled away from the legs. Now we're adding on here. Exhaling, pulling abdominals away from the legs, squeezing the shins together and pulling the shoulder blades toward the hips. So inhale, fill, relax, allow the shoulders to hunch up if it feels good. Exhale, pull it all back toward your hips. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. On your next inhalation, we're going to bring that left arm down toward the foot and walk the right arm over to the left. Now at some point, I'm going to be able to feel myself leaning over to the right. And that's, I can go as far, you can go as far as you want. Drop over to the floor if that feels good for you. I'm kind of holding on to my foot because it helps me to stretch more deeply into my right hip. But as I inhale, again, I'm filling the belly. As I exhale, pulling the navel to the spine, pulling the shoulder blades back, both shoulder blades, and feeling that stretch the right side of my body. So inhale, relax. Exhale, pull the shoulders down, navel to the spine, and can you press as much of your shins to the floor as possible? Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last time, inhale and exhale. And as we inhale then, we're just going to bring the body up, come up onto the shins, bring that left arm around. My right hand is going to reach for my foot. And I'm going to go ahead and just gently lean over to the side. And I'm just going to lean all the way over. As I inhale, feel the belly fill, feel the hips fill, feel the shoulders kind of hunch up around the ears. As I exhale, slide the shoulders back, slide the belly toward the spine, and press the shins to the floor. Inhale, relax. Exhale, engage. Inhale, relax. Exhale, engage. One more time here. In, relax everything. Exhale, pull the shoulders back, pull the belly toward the spine, press the shins to the floor. And on your next inhalation, we'll just bring the arms around and come onto the knees and the hands here. We're going to be on the forearms now, taking a look at everything, making sure that the knees are about hip width apart. And I'm just going to start with the left arm so that I can face you. I'm going to bring that left arm underneath my right underarm. And I'm going to drop forward on my head. And now my right arm, left shoulder, right shoulder are kind of hunched up around my ears. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, pull the shoulders away. Push the hands into the floor. And pull the navel to the spine. Inhale, relax. Exhale, use the floor. Shoulders pulled back. Navel to spine. Now, as I'm leaning forward like this, I'm also feeling myself getting a little light in my feet. So I'm going to push into my feet a little bit to stabilize here. One last time. Inhale, relax. Exhale, pushing into my hands, sliding my shoulders toward my hips, pulling my navel toward my spine, and pushing into my shins. Now, hold this slightly engaged position, and we're going to pulse. Inhale, exhale, Engage, relax. Engage, relax. Engage, relax. Engage, relax. Now, when you engage, pull everything to the center. Relax. Pull to the center. Relax and pull. Relax. Last time, pull and relax. And I'm just going to sit back on my heels, pull my hand back, and bring myself back to an upright position. I'm going to flip around to the opposite side just so that I can demonstrate. And again, I'm going to sit back on my heels. If your knees are bothering you, let's take a moment here. My knees are bothering me. We haven't done any footwork either. So extend that left leg behind. See if you can just lift off the floor with that right knee just a little bit. You don't have to lift very much. If you want to make this more difficult, lift your knee a little bit more. But all we're really doing here is working through the calf. We want to stretch to the back of the leg. So my toe is turned under and I'm pushing backward with my hand. The only purpose of lifting my knee is to direct my weight back a little more actively. So exhale, push with your hands. Inhale, push, inhale. Can you feel all 5 toes pressing on the floor? 2 more, and 1, and relax. And we'll switch sides. So again, just kind of play with this. Stretch through the calf, stretch your foot, feel your toes curling. And you can lift up slightly with your knee if you want to. You could lift up a lot with your knee if you want to, but you certainly don't have to. Push back into your heels, relax. Exhale, push. And here's another situation where you might have forgotten about your stomach. If you can engage it at the same time that you push, go ahead and do so. We're going to do 4 more of those. Now this time, everything pulls to the center. Squeeze your hands, squeeze your inner thighs. Lift your navel. Exhale, center, inhale. Exhale, center, inhale. We'll do 2 more of those. Center and inhale. Last time, center and inhale. So from here, let's come to a sitting position. Except that we're about out of time. So I apologize for today's techno difficulties. It's still a work in progress. Let's finish up with Final Shavasana. We're a bit out of time today. I still have a great plan, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow for my great plan that I had all set up for today. We come into Final Shavasana, extend the legs, just let them fall to the side. Bring your arms out to the side. And just feel into your body. I've been experimenting with just listening to some other approaches to stillness practice and guided stillness practice. And I can't relax on a dime like it seems like a lot of people can. I do find after just a little bit of physical activity, now my muscles, there's some blood there and I can feel what's going on. And hopefully you're able to feel something in your body. You might feel some fatigue in your stomach, or you might feel some sensation in your inner thighs. I'm feeling some in my shoulders, probably from the pushing that we did. I'm feeling a lot of sensation in my feet. And when you might be thinking to yourself, well, what does she mean? What do you mean sensation? Is it pain? It's anything. If it's pain, if that's what you connect with the most, if that's what comes, that's what pops in your mind first when I say that, stay with the pain. The point is you're noticing it. And noticing it, you don't have to direct it to relax. If you stay with it and investigate it. Whatever it is, the heat, the pain, the fatigue. It will speak to you. You may be thinking, well, I don't like it. Can you suspend your judgment? Or you might be thinking, oh, I love that feeling. And that too can have unintended consequences. When we find a feeling we like, we may be tempted to chase after it. Oh, well, if I got that feeling today, then tomorrow when I do this, I'll be looking for it again. Which isn't quite fair to Mr. Feeling or Mrs. Feeling. She showed up today. What is here today is what is here. So experiment with what that feels like. And when I say feel into it, gosh, what does she mean by that? Well, you could describe, sometimes to me, the feeling is like corduroy. Don't ask me. Sometimes it's silky. Sometimes it's a color. Or you could ask yourself, what is it I'm noticing? Is it heat? Is it vibration? Is it texture? Does it affect my breathing? Does it, just lying here, does my breathing feel a certain way? The beauty of just a few minutes of silent stillness and going into the body, it's so subtle. But once you find it and you return to it, you get better at doing that. And you find yourself doing that outside of this class. You may find yourself driving and you're a little stressed and you feel yourself just crunch up your shoulder. If you never knew that you did that, there'd be no way to help yourself. And I'm not even saying, so next time, don't hunch up your shoulder. I'm saying, be aware of whatever you're feeling right now. It will come back. This is not the first time this sensation has taken place. It may be the first time you've noticed it, but it's not the first time it's been there. So a huge part of this practice is just noticing what's there. After we move the body, after we're a little fatigued, what's going on in there? It's easier to feel that. It's easier to appreciate it. And that's where we begin to take the practice into the day. We can go inside and just acknowledge, we're not trying to change anything. That's so hard. Really, really hard concept to grasp. Well, wait, you're telling me if I just feel it? Well, if you just feel it, it's sort of like giving attention to a screaming child. Tell them just stop crying, stop crying, stop crying. Versus bending over, asking her what the problem is. How can I help you? It's exactly what you're doing here. Internally. And you don't have to solve your deepest, darkest emotional conflicts. Whatever shows up in your body after doing a little bit of exercise is whatever shows up, and that's good enough. That's what feels safe to manifest. That's a muscular sensation, a body pain. It feels safe enough to manifest, to come to your attention. So we don't want to squelch it. That opens and it grows. It takes time, but it really does open and grow, and you learn from a simple half hour of what almost could be termed calisthenics. We're just doing it with a slightly different focus. So we are past time again today. Awaken yourself in whatever way feels appropriate. Long stretch, side to side movements. Bend the knees if that feels comfortable. Rotate the head. I recommend that you roll to one side first before coming back into a sitting position. And then from there, bringing yourself back to an upright position. Thank you, as always, for joining me. And thank you, as always, for your patience. And these technical difficulties will be resolved and we will be moving on. So I hope that you will join me again Friday and Saturday. And next week I will be posting onto my YouTube page a schedule for additional classes. I am going to add a variation on this class where we'll move a little more quickly. It'll be a little more challenging. I will give you variations, but for those of you that want a little more of a challenge, that will be like a Tuesday, Thursday type of thing. And then we'll keep a slower pace on Monday, Wednesday. That'll all be on the YouTube page. Thanks again for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. Now the trick.